To
And we are recording. Hi, Inese, and welcome to our Projector Fireside Gathering. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I feel fine, emotional, but fine.
Yeah. Well, you're emotional authority, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So what kind of a projector are you for the people watching?
I'm emotional.
An emotional projector. What else?
Yeah, inspirational, I think. With
Cool.
definition, I don't know what it means. There I will need your guidance.
Cool. Well, we're going to look at your chart hopefully a bit later.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to know a bit more about you and how you. First of all, where are you in the world right now? You're in Europe, right?
Yes, I'm in Latvia, Baltic states, near Baltic Sea. Maybe you know where it is, near Norway, Finland, Poland,
You're in
Russia.
Latvia, you said, yeah?
Yeah, Latvia.
Yeah,
Yes, no, not
right next to
Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Riga. I went through Riga for one day, so I know roughly where you are. And how long have you been in the experiment of human design? When did you first hear about it, and when did you start the experiment?
Well, I'm like a projector baby. Well, I have this friend, Zanda, and she had a chance to look at her chart, and she said, well, 2 words, human design. And I felt very curious. And first of all, I look at the Pinterest.com. And then I try to find all that I can about human design. And then I find this group VIP. I felt funny because I love that name. Because I felt VIP myself too all my life.
Nice.
It really resonates with me. And yeah, and somehow I started look at your videos because it's important to me also to be clear about myself. Yeah, to find myself, to find my place in the world.
Cool.
Between people. And
Yeah. Well, shall we have a look at your chart?
Yes.
Put that up. Let's see your.
I have my chart right here.
Ah, you got it too. I got it
Yeah,
here as
some
well. I don't need to send it through. So, if I put it up on the screen,
Yes.
then maybe you can tell us some of the things that you've been learning about your chart, or any questions that you have about your chart
Okay.
as a projector. So you've got 4 defined centers colored in, and
Yes.
5 undefined centers.
Yes.
And 2 of your undefined centers have no gates at all.
Yes.
I can't see the chart on the screen.
Can you see it there, Inese?
No.
Oh, maybe I need to unpin your video.
Has started screen sharing. Dunstan has started screen sharing.
How about now?
Nope.
Let's do it again. We're going to stop and start sharing again. And here is, how about now?
Oh, very big. Perfect.
So you have the will center right in the middle of the screen there, and that's totally open. And you also have the Ajna center here, totally open.
Yes, head full of thoughts. Yes.
So, but what's interesting is that your incarnation cross in the unconscious has both the 63 and the 64, which are both gates in the head center.
Yes.
Which, even though it's undefined, is you've still got half of your incarnation cross right at the top there. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then you have the channel 8-1,
Yes,
which is an individual channel connecting the throat to the G center. The G center
yeah, I
there.
want to know more about that. Yes, 8.
And you have lots of gates, lots of conscious definition on the throat.
Yeah.
A lot of gates there. And then if we come down a little bit, your emotional center down here, have the 4130 channel, and half is conscious, half is unconscious.
Yes.
And that's part of the collective circuitry. And so you have those two channels. And of course, those two different areas don't connect, right? So that's what means you have the split definition.
Yes.
And then there's some bridge gates where there's a possibility for connection. So do you know your bridge gates? You know about that?
Those places where are half colored, half red, half black. Yeah.
Yeah, a bridge gate is like a hanging gate, which is almost connecting the two parts of your definition. So you've got the 35 and the 12 coming down from the throat, and then if you get the 22 or the 36, then that's going to bridge your split. So right now in the current transit, we have gate 22 activated for, I think about a year from now, like a long time, gate 22. So this means that if you're connecting with the current transit, you're going to experience that bridging of the split. But of course, that's not who you are, right? So, but I want to hear more about, I mean, we can talk about your chart, but I want to hear a bit more about your life and your stories and stuff like that. So when were you first, when you were first found you're a projector, were there any parts of it that you thought, no, that doesn't fit?
Well, I have never looked at my life through human design glasses, but lately that's all I think of. Well, I always had this feeling that I am VIP. I always felt different, but I never get sad about it. I enjoy being different. I never wasn't nerd or cool kid. Never. I was always outsider. I had always one friend beside me, and then that's interesting because friends always was someone with who I'm arguing with.
Okay.
Like we would be totally different peoples. Yeah, and people come and go, and I let them go, and I have never experienced hermit. Hermit is the right word.
This is your second line, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't really know how it is to be alone, not like totally alone. That's why I challenge myself for this meditation to not go to sleep, but to meditate, to be with myself alone in loneliness. Well, yeah, I always have been many people around. Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading a little about the second line today, and I was reading about how it's a line of, like, the 2 and the 5 are in a resonance, and then the second line and the fifth line are both about carrying some kind of a talent or some kind of an influence.
Yes.
Whereas the hermit, the second line is very much a personal one.
Yes.
So it's like having some kind of a talent. You know, it often says like some kind of an artist or something creative.
Yes, I am an artist.
It's
Totally.
You're an artist, right? You do interesting work, and you're paid for your work too, right?
Yeah, I sing, I paint, everything I do very well. Everything I put interest to, I do well.
So when you're painting, do you do this alone or?
Yeah, alone. But I can explain how I do this.
Well, this is exactly the second line, right?
Yeah.
Just having that natural talent.
kitchen
But
table, colors and brushes,
yeah,
and I just do this
uh-huh.
and that, and yeah, and my
Very
painting on the magazine. This is and it doesn't take a long time to do this. It's just one moment, and I feel like I will be in the right place in the right time and do right stuff. The thing I have to do. Yeah, it feels very right, very good. I love this feeling. Yeah.
And this is the thing with the second line. It's like, it's a talent you just have for you. It's not something you have to research. It's not something you have to like trial and error. It's just a talent that you have for you.
Yeah. It's
So
very
that
flowing.
fits.
I can't predict when it will happen. People came to me, something ask for me, and I'll just say yes and do.
Well, this is beautiful because that's the energy of invitation, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And
It works. It's great.
yeah, and last week something weird happened. Well, I helped my friend. Half a day I spent to look at her chart, human design, and later she sent me 10 euros.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
I was so surprised because actually I don't do anything for money. I hadn't this experience paying for money or write for money, or I just live and everything comes, and that it's more like barter.
Like exchange, barter, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, money there is, but not in big amounts. Yeah, and that was very nice. And I asked her why, why you did that, and she said energy exchange, and that
That's
was very
beautiful.
nice. Yeah, I felt very good.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I really like the idea between that, you know, between like some people get paid a lot of money to human
Yeah.
design readings. I really like the idea of, um, you know, like between friends or something, like that money can flow, and
Yes.
it's like it doesn't have to be like $1,000. It can be like a small amount that just
Yeah.
says, "Hey, I value what you're doing, and this is I can give you this money." And
Yeah. What are you eating?
they're blueberries from Poland.
Oh God. Yeah, blueberries. Hmm.
Mm,
I love them. Very
delicious.
good for eyes, for vision to see. Right.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. And so it sounds like the waiting for invitation is going really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Well, I have 4 kids and they are generators. And they always want me to guide them every day, all day. Well, and no, well, I have learned to wait question. Mommy, can you help me? It's that simple, right? And today I thought about helping without invitation. Usually parents do that. They come, they help, they didn't ask, they help.
Right,
And
right.
then they wait for me to say that thank you. Yeah. Well, but I felt like I know how it feels when somebody help without invitation,
Mm,
and that helps me wait invitation,
mm,
because I know how it is when somebody come with this information that I'm not ready for.
right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my parents really helped me to understand that.
Your parents helped you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
by experiencing what you
Because
didn't want,
they
or
really like to help, not in right time and not in right way, maybe. I'm very thankful for them, but it's really, really important to wait this invitation, not only for projectors, but many people. I think it's no, very useful to know that. Just wait for this question, please.
it's a really beautiful point, isn't it? Because it could be the right person with the
Yeah,
right information, but just not the right time.
yeah. Yes.
And that's and I guess the thing is like as a projector, if you're going to guide someone, if you're going to be an influence or make a difference in someone's life, it's going to be a deep thing. It's going to be a profound thing. It's maybe not just a little tiny thing. It's big.
Yeah,
So
because I influence more than one, I think.
Right. So if it's
not
big,
one people, but there's many behind him.
But the point I'm making is, if the influence you're going to have on someone is big, they need to be ready. It needs to be the correct timing.
Yes.
And that's a really nice, you know, because we haven't talked about this before. You know, if you get if you get an invitation, it just might not. It might be like, well, could you ask me again later?
Yes.
Maybe not quite right now, but maybe later this might feel good. Maybe it'll be a yes in the future. You know, it's a no right now, or can you come back to me? And how does that go with the emotional authority? How do you feel that when you're invited?
Wavy.
You really feel the wave, huh?
Yes, I feel. But what is interesting, when I was little, I knew if today is good day, then tomorrow will be bad day.
Oh wow!
But today I can tell that this wave are longer, like month. This month I feel good. Next month I feel.
So it's going a bit slowly up and down.
Yeah, it's slow, and I think it will go years later. Next year I feel good, but after that not so good. Well, but that is just a theory.
It's really beautiful hearing how you accept that you have that wave in you. Is that something like, how did you come to accept it so much? That's a beautiful thing.
Well, I don't know. Just
have you always been that way? Did you always accept
what's happening in my life, emotions?
Yeah, because I mean, you seem to have a really. It's really beautiful to speak with someone who has so much ease with themselves, right? So you felt different when you were a kid, and you were like totally happy with that. You felt like you've had this wave, and you were okay with that. You were like,
yes, I don't force myself to. Yeah, I can't even explain this.
It seems like it's so obvious to you that it's hard to explain.
Yes.
Very
Maybe
cool.
I will find the words, then I'll explain. But I can
Very cool.
Well,
yeah.
I have to think about it for a while.
Well, what it says about emotional authority for projectors is that if an invitation comes, then you need to push it away to start with, to say, let's wait and let's see. And then if the invitation is correct, it should come back.
Yes.
And that gives you time to have the wave.
Yes.
Raluca's emotional authority as well.
Cool.
Which is interesting, because do you when you meet projectors, do you meet like half of projectors being emotional authority, or more, or do you meet less?
Oh my God! I know only few projectors, and they are kids, and I feel good. I feel really good with them. But adults, I don't know any adult projector.
I find in the group in the VIP lounge that I meet less than half emotional projectors. So it feels good to get to know more emotional projectors, because I don't feel I know as many as I would statistically. I meet a lot of splenic projectors.
Well, I think emotional projectors express themselves more colorful.
I feel like that.
Like this and that, and
yeah.
I think emotional projectors smile more.
The splenic projector seems to be very. I know you're teasing me, but splenic projector seems to be very, for me, very black and white. Yep, no.
Yeah.
Clear.
Splenic.
Quick. Yeah. Because it's interesting. The spleen is like the quietest of the three sensing centers. So if we zoom in, we'll look at the three of them, because you've got the emotional defined, but not the others. So here's the spleen, and you just have gate 44.
Yeah.
So the spleen is all about being able to sense safety and danger, having that real quick knowing. So it's the fastest moving of the three sensing centers. But then the next fastest is the ajna, and that's a much clearer voice. That's asking questions, and that's a much clearer voice than the spleen. But louder or louder voice, louder still is the emotional center, and it's the slowest one.
Mm-hmm.
So those are of those three sensing centers. They're the three triangles pointing into the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting that you've got the emotional center defined and neither of the other two. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, as a projector, you have the undefined sacral center.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you work as well with the question of like the not self questions of how do I know when enough is enough?
Yeah. How do I know?
How do I know?
Well, how do I know? Well, I
Like,
feel
I'll get back to you.
exhausted.
Yeah.
That's that is when I ask myself when enough is enough.
No more
Well,
energy.
I have kids. They never let me do something for long. They come into my anything I do. They come in and they interrupt me, and I return to the earth. And I never have chance to oversteam, overload. How can I say? Make a pressure to myself. And yeah, this very feeling helps me too, because I like to love myself. I don't want to lose myself. I want to live longer.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I don't want to overwork. When I was little, I always knew that I don't have work 9 to 5. I want to work with my own schedule, and that's my goal, and I go for it. And I don't even look at the jobs from 8 to 5.
Right, that's for someone else.
Yeah.
Someone else can do that.
And there is this when enough is enough, and yeah, enough.
Very
is
cool.
I like to work few hours maybe. Yeah.
It's really fun meeting someone who's a projector who just feels very at ease with it. So that's very cool. I think it's going to be inspiring for a lot of people to hear, especially emotional authority, just to hear that you just kind of do your thing. And yeah,
I have many teachers around me, my family, my husband, my kids, my parents, my husband's parents. I look at them and I recognize some things. Yeah, well, and yeah, that is my treasure, I think.
Raluca's saying she also never felt cut out for the 9 to 5 kind of jobs.
Yeah,
Which,
I understand.
yeah, it's kind of like try. Maybe I tried being normal once. Worst 5 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Pascal's asking, what do you feel is the best way to ask you questions? Pascal, maybe I'm not sure who that was. If that's for Inese or for me. But she's really enjoying hearing about your experience of the wave, and having that. So I see what Pascal's saying. So Pascal, I think she's asking if she was going to if she wanted to honor someone's emotional authority, how could she ask you a question? Like if she wanted to invite you to something, or if she wanted to ask you something, how would she do that in a way that feels good to you?
Just ask.
Just ask, huh?
Yes.
Straight up. Nice.
To be honest, I love honesty. I really love it. It is number one what I look in people. I seek for honest. That's why I like Dunstan.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm.
And don't be afraid to express yourself. yeah. That's the
Yeah,
part
nice.
of honesty. I know how it feels to be afraid to tell how I feel. I'm afraid how I sound, how I look. Well, but no, I won't spend my time for this anymore.
Yeah, it's boring to worry about all that stuff too much, huh?
Yeah.
You sound beautifully free. I love hearing how free you sound in your expression and your way that you are.
I feel free.
Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, what else should we look at on your chart? Should we let's pull it up again.
Yeah.
Is that on the screen now?
Yes.
Great. So tell me about this undefined will center, because you've not got any gate activations on the will center, but you've got 3 gates pointing at the will.
Will center is ego center.
Yeah, it's the the funny shaped white triangle.
Like heart center also.
Yeah, it's ego, it's will, it's heart. It's the center that has 3 different names.
Well, I always felt like I have nothing to prove to anybody. And today I read about these centers, and I read this question. And I write it down about this prove or improve. And
Where am I acting like I have something to prove?
Yeah, and I have never felt like this, that I had something to prove to anybody. Well, I wanted to prove for myself sometimes. It can be anything. Can I swim? Can I do this, do that? Well, but these are small things, what I'm talking about.
Learning to swim can be a big one for people.
Yeah, I can't swim.
Yeah.
Water is not my thing.
Okay.
I love water, but I'm fire more. I'm a little bit at Vedic. That's why I sang this.
A little bit what now?
Vedic astrology.
Vedic, aha.
Yeah. It's just the beginning for me. I have one homework already, and that's very interesting for me. New experience, and I love that human design go beside it. I hope to find some maybe twin thoughts.
Some connection between them, huh?
Yes, connection.
Yeah.
Because I see there's planets too, but I don't get it yet. Them.
Okay, so let's talk about the planets and the sun and the earth and the moon and the north node and the south node.
The sun. Oh.
So we've got the sun, the earth, the moon, the north and the south node.
Yes.
So they're the top 5 symbols.
Yes.
And the neutrino imprinting at the time of your birth depends on the position of these and all the planets at the time you're born, which is the black numbers, and then 88 days before, which is the red numbers over here on the other side.
Yes.
And so then the number in front of the dot, so each of the activations has the dot, right? So the sun's 35.2, the earth 0.2, and then the moon. The number before is the number of the hexagram of the I Ching from 1 to 64, which matches with the number of the gates on the body graph. So the 35.2 is your sun, conscious sun gate, which is a really good one to learn about. That's up here on the throat as a hanging gate. That's activating the second line.
Cool.
And if you go into the detail, you can look each one up, and it's very different.
I will go.
I haven't got that deep yet, but it's 35.1, 35.2.3. They're all slightly different activations of that particular gate.
Yes.
And that's your second line, your hermit. And then over on the left side here, we've got 63.4. So it's the 63rd up at the top here in the head center, and the 64, and they're both in the 4th line. So should we talk a little about the 4th line, about the opportunist part? We talked about the hermit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Hermit opportunist.
Opportunist. Is the opportunist is the basically white flag?
How do you mean?
Always where you white flag, not arguing. Because
Being friends with people,
yes,
not fighting. Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm very friendly. Well,
The thing with the thing with the hermit is it's the difference between interacting with a stranger and someone you know.
yes. Well, both are good. Stranger. I don't have any strangers in my life. Everything that comes to me, every person, is friend already because he is in my life right now. He come through my door and he's my friend already. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, opinion about that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you're just attracting all the right people, or maybe you maybe your spleen is open, so you can't tell.
Yes.
But if it works out, then that's the proof, right? If it works out well for you, then...
Well, if it doesn't work out, people just go away and I let them go.
Again. Right.
Yeah, it's that easy. Yes, yeah. Well, and yeah, hermit life. That's interesting because it's very hard for me to go outside. Out of my cave, out of my house, my room. I feel fine in my 4 square, very fine. But it's not always like that. Sometimes I love to go to visit somebody too.
It's such an interesting profile because the second line is the hermit who's kind of hiding away somewhere, just doing your own art, like there's no one else in the world exists.
Yeah.
And then the fourth line is all about the connections with your network and the people, the opportunities that come from people who you know.
Yeah.
That's
Usually I want others to leave me alone when I'm creating something like paint, but I have kids. They always interrupt me. I remember my first painting. Oh, there is anger, there is pain, there is fun, there is everything. And one part of that painting I did with the baby on my lap because I had to do this right now. I have to paint that cloud, that shade, well, with my baby in my hands. That's okay. And one of the cloud I painted after I was angry about something. I can't remember about what, but that was cloud. Cloud looks like wonderful.
It's so cool. Like just the feeling of talking to you, I can really feel that you're a hermit, and I can really feel this emotional authority, and the way that it seems like the art is such a healthy way to express your feelings, like to put it on the paper or the canvas and to let it move, and it's not holding on to it, and just the wave comes or goes, and it's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, well, I have to let go every day. People, paintings, everything what I'm writing about in VIP or, well, everything. I let go. Every night I let go. Every day I wake up and start new day. I'm completely new every day. Yeah, that's how it feels.
Yeah. Well, you have this cross of consciousness. I'm going to look up your cross of consciousness on the unofficial site. See what it says.
Conscious sounds right.
Cross of consciousness. How do you experience that so far?
Consciousness. Yeah, well, I think I do.
Let's see which are the 4 gates that it has, first of all. We can check that out. And then, so we've got the 63 and the 64 in the unconscious. And what else did we have? Was it the 36? And 5? Let's just double check. 35 and the 5. Yep, the 35 and the 5.
Yeah.
So gate 5 is on the sacral.
Yeah.
So let's see. What have we got here? So your first gate is the 35.
Yes.
So this website is in the order of the gates. The sun gate. So let's share this so people can see. You can see it, so we can all see it. And is that coming through okay?
Yeah.
This, of course, is not the order that they happen in. This is the order that we just makes it easier to look and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those wanting a very pure human design journey where everything comes only from the pure source,
Yes.
then the only part of this to pay attention to is the gates.
Mm-hmm.
This is someone's interpretation.
Yes.
So, but we always use our own discernment to see what resonates. So the cross of consciousness number 2, gate 35 is change. Gate 5 is, and that's in the manifested circuit.
Yeah.
Gate 5 is in the fixed rhythms. That's in the generated circuit. And then we've got gate 63, doubt, gate 64, confusion. You are here to balance, and of course these incarnation crosses change depending on which is the sun gate. So the main one for you is the change.
Yeah.
You are here to balance the energies of desire, to have an experience and be done with it. That's so interesting, isn't it? Because you were saying how friends come into your life, they do what they do, and then when they're done, they're done.
Yeah, and they're gone, and I'm fine with it.
You're fine. So to have an experience, be done with it. Your motto is, been there, done that.
Yes, yes.
As situations arise in life, many times you may realize that you've experienced something similar before, so you don't need to go through all that effort to do that all again. You may feel enormous pressure to experience all aspects of a situation so you can know that experience fully. Your job is to save the collective from repeating what we know and help us experience what we haven't mastered yet. The right angle cross of consciousness.
Yeah, sounds good. Very good.
Yeah, I find these incarnation crosses, it's fun to look at them every once in a while. And one of the things I love about the incarnation cross is there's nothing to do. There is no need to take action. You know, it's not like a strategy or an authority. It's just like, yeah, let's see how this unfolds in my life. And if something resonates, it's like, ah, cool, that's resonating. That feels true. That's really nice.
Yes. I agree.
So what have been your most enjoyable experiences of guiding others? You mentioned guiding your kids. You mentioned being asked to help with human design with your friends. Did you look back and notice that you were invited to guide in other ways?
Well, I always have this feeling that I want to, lift up anybody who comes into my square. I just not focus on bad things, but on good things, because everybody has golden shade and I can see it. And life can be tough, but that's not my thing to show this for people, but to tell them that they are worthy, because I feel worthy myself, and I see values in others too, and I just tell them that they are worthy. And they are happy, and they go, and they are inspired, and they create, and I'm totally fine with it.
That is beautiful. Yeah.
Happy about it. And then when I received these 10 euros, that was a little bit different, but felt good too. Yeah, because I have never paid before about helping. And but
do you feel like it's a projector thing to want to help others up do you think that the generator aura is more like enveloping, like on top of each other, like, or do you think it's just a human thing? Do you think it's part of being a projector to want to help others up?
I think projector thing is to inspire others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by lifting up, well, help them to remember who they are.
Right.
We are here to guide. Well,
That's nice. I get that. When you say that, I can really feel it's like seeing the other person and seeing the truth of it's beautiful, isn't it? Because it's like it's not a guiding, like you have to take them by the hand and lead them along. It's just like being able to see the truth of who that person is. That's magnificent. Then you can.
Yeah, well, I have to see myself too, first of all.
Well, that's why sometimes we need other projectors to because we're good at seeing others, aren't we? Yeah. Well, it's nice to hang out in these spaces where we see each other and we bring out the best in each other, and that's I there's something in my heart that really warms with you in this space, because I can feel that you get that. And it feels like it's a two-way kind of, seeing and being seen, like you're showing with your fingers there, with your hands. So it's beautiful. Beautiful thing.
People came and by that they are coming to me, they're helping me too, because I see them. I sort of collect experiences. I listen to people, and I listen, not talking, listen, and that listening is the thing where I can learn to see. Yeah, I think. To see your face, how you express yourself.
There's something really beautiful about being receptive as a for a projector to spend time with someone that is receptive, where the other person listens.
Yes.
Say again?
I love being one-to-one.
Yeah.
In the crowd, I usually choose one.
Choose one person.
Yeah, one person. I eyes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's better for me. I don't feel very well in a crowd, but it's fine. I feel love for people around me. Even in the web, I love energy in VIP, acceptance. What is there, and how we help each other. Projector to projector. Yeah, I think lifting others is a human thing too. No matter are you a generator or manifester or, well, but projectors are masters of it.
Well, we're the VIs, aren't we? We're the very important projectors. So that's
well, I always have this feeling that we are special. I am special, and you're special, and Raluca is special, and that it isn't. Yeah, I'm fine.
It's like you want to infect as many people as possible, like to pass this to kind of spread the virus.
Yeah, totally. The virus of acceptance. Accept yourself, your being, your soul, your body. I'm very natural. I like to accept myself as I am. Of course, I get angry sometimes. I get exhausted and tired, and that's normal. I'm a person. I'm a human being. I want to sleep sometimes. Speaking about sleeping, when I sleep last time for 8 hours, I can't remember because I have so many kids. But
the kids wake you up in the night, huh?
But I know that that's not forever.
Sure.
Someday it will end, and then, well, maybe I feel a little bit sad. So I enjoy not sleeping right now, because maybe when kids go, I will sleep. No, I'm not sleeping. That's okay too, right? I'm fine. I feel well.
Brilliant.
3 hours sleep. Yeah.
You can find out things that you didn't think a human being was capable of.
Yes, people are stronger than they think.
Yeah.
I always said this too. You are stronger than you think. It's really true.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a real very, very much like a sweetness and an ease of being. It suits you so well. It's so natural for you, like as a projector.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very often I feel with projectors, I can feel the kind of the penetrating part of the aura.
Mm-hmm.
But you're kind of like stealth, because you're so lovely and sweet, and then you're kind of like, you know, I can imagine that people would really open up, and you would catch them on, you know, you'd be able to see in very, very well, because people would feel very relaxed around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's my experience. Maybe it's different for other people.
But people always no. Well, usually they opens to me. Yeah. I'm getting used to it. And I'm just smiling listening to them because they just want to, maybe they just want to share their lives with me, and I'm fine with it. I listen, and I tell, I lift them up, I inspire them, go. I think it's always the right way to tell good things about others, to show them they good shades.
But you like to be honest as well. How does that work? If you're always positive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm being honest, but well, how can I put this? Well, sometimes I am sharp, but it's very rare. It's when I'm exhausted, maybe when when I'm tired, then I get a little bit sharper, but it's for so short time. But I know how it feels. I think what I'm saying to others. When I feel emotionally fine, then I answering others. When I feel down, I don't. I don't have anything to give them. When I'm angry, what can I give them? My anger or my exhaustion? I have to go to sleep. I have to take care of myself, and then
that's such a beautiful thing, to not be trying to give when you're empty, right?
Yeah.
And this is really juicy, because it's like emotional authority, undefined sacral, like, you know, this thing about like, well, I've got nothing left, but I have to keep on giving. You know, it's like there's no time to recharge if people do that. And then also the quality of what people give when they're empty is so much low grade. Like, I imagine like there's a barrel of water, and the water is your energy. And then when you get down near the bottom, it's kind of like sludge, you know, it's kind of like the you know, we say in English, scraping the bottom of the barrel, you know, like, and it's not real good what's left in the bottom there, whether it's diesel or water or beer or wine or whatever's in the barrel. It's never good what's left in the bottom there.
This is the well, you're not loving yourself when you're doing like this. Well, first of all, you have to love yourself. Then you can give all your love to others.
And if you don't know when enough's enough, it's hard, right?
It's like going against the nature. Well, yeah, but I don't do that. I don't like go against the nature. I love nature.
Beautiful. It's hard work going against nature. She's gonna win, right?
Well, when I was little, I have to work a lot. Work. The other day you told about diaries. You told about diaries, yeah. Well, I have write diaries all my life, but not planners where I plan, I do this, that. No, diaries. And the other day I read my diaries and I was so tired when I was little because we had to work every day, go do this, do that. But I am thankful for this experience because I know exactly how people feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because of that, I can be a little bit empathic.
Empathic with other
I know
people
how you
because you can
feel when you're
relate to it.
frustrated and sad and
So was this
full
like,
and at the same time empty, and I know.
right. Was this like with school or with doing jobs or?
Yes. It's important to write down these feelings, what I'm feeling, write down, and afterwards I can read them and learn something new about me. Yeah,
That's such a beautiful thing for emotional authority to do, right?
Yeah.
To do that.
Writing is the thing I do since I remember myself. Write. By writing, I help others because I had many pen pals. Yeah, and there was questions too there in those letters, and I answered them. How? Yeah, writing is my one another experience because well put emotions as it is on a paper is easier than tell them to the people. And when I read later them, I realize what live in me, what generator, or maybe manifestor, or maybe projector.
Oh, you were writing out the not self of the
Yeah, I'm
different.
writing. And I sing out. I remember how I sat in the swings under the oak tree, and I sang out. I made myself a fool. I made up songs, and I sang songs which was popular. I think Britney Spears. It was. I really sing, and the sun is rising, and I'm swinging, and I'm singing. But well, I had a sister, and she always said, "Shut up." I couldn't shut up. I had to sing out this generated thing. Work. Well, I
Yeah.
sing it out and I write it out, and
It's
I
so
think that,
perfect. It's so
yeah,
perfect for a second line emotional authority
this
to
my
express it in
breakthrough.
your art. It's
Yeah,
so
art is
perfect.
my bridge or something. I don't know. Well, yeah, that's my
Really,
life.
really
Tough,
beautiful.
but
I
fine. Today I feel very good. I feel like I could really inspire others. Yeah, and
have no
I
doubt at all
love being
that
here.
you're
Finally,
already inspiring many other people.
yeah, I love being here. Really talking to you, see you.
Real time, huh?
Yeah, and today is my baby's birthday.
Aha.
1 year old, and I decided today I will be brave, brave, and I will join this fireside gathering because I had to choose the date when I
Ah, the day you chose for your child's birthday.
yeah, because I don't want to well, I think everything passes, right? But I some kind this call stick to my daughter's birthday, and I will never forget this.
Yeah, cool. Ah, so sweet.
Well, yeah, and let me know if I can help you with something. I
That's
can
really kind.
paint you something.
I feel that there's going to be who knows how, but I feel I definitely feel that the energy that you have
Yeah,
is very powerful, and
yeah, thank you.
the ability to
I feel
express
you.
things.
I feel you all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good resonance. It's like your ability to express things visually is very powerful, and it's I appreciate it especially because it's something that is not my talent, you know.
Oh.
It's something I really admire. Like with people that are good at music, with art, I really admire it because it's
Yeah.
not something that's come naturally to me. So
Yeah. Well, but you are really honest.
well, it's like,
Good at
we
being
can't be good at
honest.
everything, right?
This is precious. I seek this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that because with especially with human design, seeing how it's like a jigsaw puzzle and every human
Yeah.
being has a different piece.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's that thing of like, okay, well, I've got this piece, you've got that piece, and
Yeah.
then two people meet each other and they kind of go, well, I got that bit and then they go, nah, there's nothing for us to do with these two
Yeah.
pieces, carry on. And then
Yeah.
other times two people meet each other and
Yeah.
they kind of like, oh, well, that piece looks interesting. That bit, oh, look, does that bit fit? Oh, look, it fits like
Yeah.
that. And then we have a new superpower between us or something,
Yeah.
which
Yeah. Made one whole puzzle.
we can make something work that couldn't work separately. So that's really fun.
Yeah, I really feel like a piece in a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel valuable too in this. Yeah.
Yeah, receptivity is so powerful. The thing of like because on the one hand we always hear how the projector aura is focused and penetrating,
Yeah.
but it also has the sampling quality, right? Because we take it in, especially in the open sacral, we're sampling the other person, like how does this person feel?
Yeah.
And that's also something we haven't talked about very much, this sampling aspect of, I mean, I think it's the reflector that has the sampling aura, isn't it? But there's definitely something of that, like taking the other person in. Yeah.
Well, fear, right? There is this thing. Well, I have spleen open, and
Right.
and there live fear, right?
Right.
Yeah, all my life I feel more or less fears, but well, I don't. I always had this feeling that this is not me. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of illness or sickness. And then I look at my parents again. Yeah, and my dad is very afraid of many things. I can even count them. Yeah, well, and it was so relieving to see. Yes, my spleen is open. These fears are fine. Yeah.
Do you feel like you amplify those fears, like you feel them more intensely?
Yeah, I feel relief, very relieving.
And do you find that you feel safe when you're around someone with a defined spleen? Do you feel drawn to feeling that?
Well, my husband, I think he has defined spleen.
Yeah.
I feel his fears too.
You feel his fears.
Yeah, fears about kids, fears, but and then the usual I think, oh my God, where does it come from? But well, talking about my husband, I feel him all the time, even if when he feels down or when he feels sick, even if he's in the work.
What's
I
your
write
husband's
him.
type?
He's a manifestor, emotional.
Oh wow, he's a manifester.
Yeah. We all are emotional except Aneta, my third girl.
Okay.
Solar plexus.
So she's sacral.
She is sacral, yeah. Yeah. Well, and yeah, I feel my husband, I feel my kids, and
So you are a manifester and a projector parent with 4 generator kids.
Yeah, two generators and 2 MG.
2 manifesting generators and 2 generators.
Yeah.
And 3 of them have all of you have emotional authority apart from the one who's sacral.
Yeah. And that one who has sacral, she's special. She's, I don't know. She has a right angle cross of phoenix or something.
The sleeping phoenix.
Yes, I think it's because I have all my family's charts.
So she's a pure manifesting generator. Then she has the 2034, right?
She's interesting, very interesting.
Does she have that one, the 2034, that goes from the throat to the sacral directly?
I don't know, because
I think
I
the
don't
Sleeping
have.
Phoenix has that one.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna look it up.
I will look my family's chart too. Look, because I have all these charts.
Yeah, it does. The Sleeping Phoenix is one of those that has the 2034. So the 2034 is it's a channel that's formed in opposition. The 20 and the 34 are opposite. So it's
Yeah.
going to connect her throat directly to the sacral.
Yeah.
And it's a very individual channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like, and it's like, because the motor on the throat is the sacral and it's connected directly. It's like, you know, the thing about manifesting generators can skip steps.
Yeah.
I imagine she would be very quick when she goes, and also like a little bit unpredictable, a little bit very individual, very much doing her thing, and it's like doing what she wants to do rather than what someone else wants.
Play all by herself for a very long time. She can color hours and hours, very nice coloring. She's 3 years old. Early started to talk. Like a little big human. I don't know. Yeah, kids are interesting. They are my toughest teachers.
Yeah, right. Well, the interesting thing is that that particular channel, it goes very well with the 2343.
Yeah.
The projector channel. So there's a lot of projectors who have that projector channel going from the ajna to the throat.
Yeah.
And it's like Ra said, it's like the perfect companion channel to guide that 2034.
Yeah.
Which if there's an invitation there from the manifesting generator to a projector, maybe.
Yeah, I have to wait for invitation. I will do.
Yeah.
I can wait forever. I wanted to make my website, and I wait a year.
You wanted to make what now?
I wanted to make website for myself.
Website, yeah.
And there was this guy who are willing to made this website, and I wait a year.
You waited a year.
Yeah,
For the right alignment.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like to give the link to Pascal or Raluca, then it'd be fun if you're open to sharing that so people can see some of your artwork. Is it possible to do that?
Well, everything's in Latvian, only on Instagram. Well, because of 28 days of courage, I started to translate my Latvian. This is the only place where I have both languages.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'll be fun for people to be able to see your art, even if we don't understand all the context. It'll be fun to.
I have this little mini blog in the Facebook in Latvian. There are many pictures in there. Well,
hook us up anyway if you want to. There's an invitation to hook us up.
Yeah.
So we can see more of your artwork. I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, it's been really fun talking. Is there anything else on your chart that you want to have a little look at?
Well, What about 8-1 bridge? I'm really interested in it because, well, I read about this bridge channel.
The 8-1 channel.
Ruru. Yes. And there was the sentence about opera singers has that channel. Well, and when I was born, doctor said that I will be opera singer.
Oh, wow.
It was really funny to and well, probably I could sing too, but Yeah, I have many things in my life.
Yeah, it's this creative channel, right? It's this, let's put it up on the screen. It's the individual expression of creativity through the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So let's pull it up here. Going from the G center up to the throat.
Yeah.
So I find it really interesting because I have the one opposite. I have the 23-43. So when I explain things,
Mm-hmm.
I feel very, very different. Like, I think when we had Ron, the interview with Ron, it's a very, very different feeling of the G center connected to the throat compared to the ajna connected to the throat.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like a bit dry and logical compared to someone who has the, you know, it's like I'm explaining, it's ideas coming through, whereas with the 8-1, it feels more creative, it feels juicier, it feels a little bit unpredictable, a little bit like
yes, I am.
that creative voice, you know. Raz, I'm just on the website here, and Raz saying it's interesting to note that this is the only creative voice of the individual, and the only creative voice of the individual says, I know I can make a contribution or not. In order for the individual to be truly creative, they have to empower the other. Their natural contribution is the empowerment of the other. So, you know, like earlier you were saying how much you enjoyed inspiring other people.
Yeah.
It's exactly that.
Yes.
The 8-1 is rooted in the most creative, the only hexagram called creative in that sense, which is the first hexagram. So the 1 is it's like yang, 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 yang. All 6 lines filled in. It's you know, the 2 is the most feminine gate of the hexagram, and the 1 is the most masculine, the most yang. So it's that source of creative energy.
Yeah.
You look at the fact that the individual creativity is all rooted in the identity. That's the first thing. Yeah, Ra talks a little bit about the other gates. Yeah, there are a number of opera singers. That's cool. So yeah, it's like that ability to inspire other people through the communication of the G center coming up.
This is exactly what I am doing.
Yeah. Pascal says that she thinks that 1 is creativity, the expression and encouragement of creative freshness and originality. Yeah, it seems like it's fun reading your chart because it seems like everything we've looked at in your chart seems to be naturally expressed. So it's and for me personally, this is one of the ways I learn best is to, you know, like I can look at a chart and then I can read a book or listen to what Ra said about it, and that's a great way of learning. But then I can also look at a chart and talk to the person, and you know, I'm lucky that I get to talk with all different people. I look at the chart and then I talk with you and I feel you, and then it's like, oh, I can, you know, it's like the alignment is kind of not just logical. It's kind of, it is logical, but it's also kind of
you see with your heart.
It's a visceral, yeah, it's a feeling, exactly. It's an energy, it's a feeling. It's like, yeah, that's how it feels to have that. So that's because that's really, like, you know, really all of the decision making is all about not just being in the head with ideas bouncing around to make decisions from the head. It's all about feeling in the body. That's like all the different types of authority is about what's felt in the body, whether it's the spleen or the emotional wave or it's the G center. You know, it's the words being spoken and then being felt. It's all about the feeling of it all. So that's it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yes.
Well, I think this has been a super juicy interview. It feels like we covered so much as well in such a short time. You notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you start painting as a child? Was it something you always did, or? Like, how did that start being
Well,
something you did more fully?
there was this boy, little boy. He always painted so well, and I look at him and I ask him, how you do this? Tell me. And he said, well, one day I started to paint and I do it every day. And that was so inspiring. Oh, and I thought I could do this too. Well, and I just started to paint too. Well, my first drawings and paintings are, well, so soft. But right now, when I was younger, I felt fear when I'm doing that. What everybody think, how I draw, how well.
Like
But
judgment from other people.
Yes. And today I don't feel fear. I feel like a cool tool when I take a brush and start to paint. It's like a pocket somewhere out of this world. I feel like in my best when I'm painting, or when I'm singing, or when I'm writing, or when I'm talking to you right now.
Awesome.
Fine. I feel very well.
Yes, it's an easy expression.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, it's nice to feel like, you know, like you're a very easy person to invite.
Yeah.
It's like, well, of course we want to talk with her. So, yeah. Amazing. Well, who knows how we could how this will unfold, this journey.
Yeah, well, I'm willing to learn more. I hope someday you will have a webinar or something to learn more about human design. Because I have this feeling that I have to catch you right now, because you will do big things. And then I will be very well far.
Well, you never know. You might be part of some of those big
Because
things.
this is the thing, what happens with, well, with people, I see, they grow.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I feel really seen, and I feel like you know, for me, the sensation is just feeling like it's being caught, and that amplifies, you know, when the energy is being caught. And it you know, because I think all of us as projectors, we want to feel like we're significant. We want to feel like we make some kind of difference to someone else in the world. That's our purpose. So yeah, so that's like you know, and that recognition that can, I don't know, maybe it is a recognition that flows both ways. And this would be a really interesting thing to ask in the projector group, if really high quality recognition is a two-way road. You know, I'd be very curious to know if, like, can a person recognize another person without them, you know, with it being a one-way? Because I think I think there's something two-way. You know, it's like if I recognize something in you, it's like you know, namaste, isn't it? It's like it means that the light in me recognizes the light in you.
You
know,
recognize, well, maybe you recognize yourself in others.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I see light in me, I see light in you, and
It's
your
that
light
spark
is
of
light. We are light.
like inspiration or whatever it might be there.
Yeah.
So that's it's aliveness, and it's
like some kind of chemistry there is,
some kind of chemistry, some kind of feeling, something felt.
Meaningful,
Yeah, beautiful. What's Pascal saying here? Let's see.
There is chat, I see, in order.
I think you're on top of most of it. Raluca says happy birthday for your daughter.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Pascal said that when the recognition is one way, it feels like a weird taste in the mouth. When it's not a two-way street, it can feel strange.
Yeah, well, I love to give. That is what other thing I like to do. I really like to give. Not just feeling, but maybe, well, painting or song.
Yeah, Pascal's feeling you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a generous spirit, right?
You too.
Cool. Well, let's stop the recording here and let us say thank you for
Thank you. Thank you.
being such a beautiful guest and a really yes person, you know, and the beautiful thing about being able to connect with other people through this is a really good example of how, you know, we all know that Facebook's evil and whatever, but
Yeah.
this is a really good example. I'm joking, but this is a really good example of how we can use a tool in a really good way to make good connections and actually feel like you really know, you know, like you were saying, people are friends that you didn't know them before, but they're sort of friends you never met, and that feeling of connection across different parts of Europe. So it's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I hope you get more than 3 hours sleep tonight.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Well, it'll be perfect whatever happens, right?
Yes. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm fine.
You already are.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, sweet dreams, and I'll catch you real soon.
Yes, catch you too.
Ciao
Bye.
for now.
Ciao for now.